Okay, we have solved problem number 1, problem number 2 and problem number 3. Now let us see the problem number 4. In problem number 4 they have given two impedances Z1 and Z2. Okay, two impedances I am writing here. Okay, problem number 4. Two impedances are connected, Z1 and Z2 are connected in parallel across an AC source. So this is one Z1 and this is Z2. Okay, this is Z2. Both are connected in parallel to an AC source. Say, so it is connected to an AC source. Okay, AC source. What is the impedance of the parallel circuit? So they have given Z1, Z2. So what is the value of Z1? They have given 6 plus J8 plus 10 minus J4. 10 minus J4. What is the equivalent? What is the impedance of the parallel circuit? So what is the impedance of the parallel circuit? You have to calculate Z equivalent is equal to Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. So if you use the complex mode in the calculator and you can get it in the rectangular form, then you convert that into polar form to get the magnitude and angle of Z equivalent. So this part is solved. Which part? What is the impedance of the parallel circuit? I will give this as homework, you try that. Okay, I have given already the hint. Now find the current in each parallel branch if the current drawn from the AC source is 3.6. Also they have given current drawn by it is 3.6 at an angle 26 degree. So you know Z equivalent, you know current, then what is the voltage? You can easily calculate, right? Now what you have to calculate? Find the current in each parallel branch. So you have to calculate I1 and I2. I1 is question mark and I2 is question mark. So you have to calculate I1 is question mark, I2 is question mark. What is the formula for I1? I1 is equal to V by Z1. What is the formula for I2? V by Z2. In parallel circuit, V will be same because the same node will be there here and this node will be both the same nodes, this and this two nodes. So what is the formula? V by Z1 and V by Z2. To calculate I1 and I2 I need V. V is question mark again. V is question mark. So to calculate V I have to calculate, I have the equation V is equal to IZ. Okay, they have given I value 3.6 at an angle to 26 degrees. So you convert that into rectangular form. So shift rectangular form of 3.6 comma 26 degree, right? 26 degree. So it will come around 3.23. Okay, rectangular form of this 3.23. okay, shift alpha f is equal to, the imaginary part is 1.57 plus j 1.578 is the equivalent rectangular form of I value what they have given here. Next, you know Z equivalent value, that will be in A plus IB form. The same thing R plus J plus or minus JX form it will be there. You multiply that R plus or minus JX, then you will get V in A plus IB form. Then you convert that into polar form, then you will get some magnitude of V at an angle some degree. Okay, now this is actually the voltage. Now what you have to calculate? You have to calculate I1 and I2. Now you substitute the value of V in rectangular form in A plus IB form, what you have obtained here, divided by Z1 value. You know Z1 value 6 plus J8. Use the complex mode of the calculator and divide this. You will get the answer in rectangular form. Then you convert that into polar form to obtain the magnitude and angle. Similarly, for V again A plus IB, and you know Z2 value 10 minus J4. Divide this using the complex mode in the calculator as I have explained in previous problems. Then you will get I2 in A plus IB form only. then convert that into polar form, then you will get a magnitude and angle. So this is the solution of problem number 4. If they ask you to draw the vector diagram, you draw the vector diagram taking V as reference, take not V as reference, take some reference. With respect to that reference, what is V, at what angle it is there, you draw. Current is at 26 degree, so you draw current at 26 degree. What is I1 angle, you write. I2 angle is you write, and show it in the vector diagram. So this is how the problem will be asked in parallel circuit. Hope you have understood the fourth problem. Next, fifth problem. Okay, an inductive coil in parallel with 100 microfarad capacitor. So let me try. Okay, fifth problem. An inductive coil. So an inductive coil means how? An inductive coil, okay, in parallel with a 100 microfarad capacitor. In parallel with an 100 microfarad capacitor is connected across a 200 volt. Across means parallel, across a 200 volt 50 hertz supply. 200 volt 50 hertz supply. The coil takes a current of 4 amps. So the I1, the current takes 4 amps, takes a current of 4 amps, and power dissipation in the coil is 600 watts. So P coil is equal to 600 watts. Calculate the resistance of the coil. So I have to write the resistance also here. It is not a pure inductive or an ideal inductive coil. It is a coil which has both resistance and inductance. So I have to calculate the resistance. Okay, I have to calculate the resistance of the coil, inductance of the coil. L is question mark. So I have to calculate R of the coil. R coil question mark, inductance of the coil question mark, inductance of the coil question mark, power factor of the entire circuit. So PF of complete circuit is question mark. How will you solve this problem? It's a very simple problem. Okay, the coil takes a current of 4 amps. So coil is taking a current of 4 amps. They have given 600 watts of power dissipation. What is the formula for power dissipation? P is equal to V into I1 into cos phi, right? Cos phi, right? I have V is equal to 200. I have I1 value is 4 amps. Okay, I need to calculate cos phi. Okay, I have value of power also. What is the value of power? 600 watt. Okay, 600 watt. So now what is the 600 watt? Now cos phi is what? Cos phi is equal to, cos phi value is 0.75. So 0.75. So if I get a cos phi value, then I can easily calculate resistance value in a series RL circuit. What is the resistance value? Z cos phi. Okay, Z cos phi. What is XL? XL is equal to Z sin phi. Right, Z sin phi. So for this I have cos phi value, but I don't know the Z value. Z1, this is first branch, no? Z1 value, I don't know Z1 value. How to calculate this Z1 value? For that I have to now what is the capacitance value they have given? Capacitance value, so the capacitance value is 100 microfarad. Okay, 100 microfarad. So both are connected in parallel. So to calculate Z1, okay, to calculate Z1, what is the method I have to use? So to calculate Z1 here, what is the current it is flowing? 4 amps. What is the voltage across this? It is a parallel circuit, right? So voltage is 200 volt. The ratio of 200 volt to 4 amps, that is the Z1. So Z1 is equal to ratio of V by I. V by I is equal to Z, right? So Z1 is equal to, what is V? 200 volt. So 200 plus 200 divided by 4 amps, right? 4 amps. So 200 divided by 4. 200 divided by 4, that is Z1. 50 ohm is the magnitude. 50 ohm is the magnitude. Okay, magnitude of Z1. So what is the formula? R is equal to Z1 into cos phi. What is the resistance of the coil? The resistance of the coil is what is Z1? Z1 is equal to 50 into cos phi. Cos phi of the coil, power factor of the coil is, we have calculated 0.75. So 50 into 0.75. So it is 37.5 ohms. Okay, next what I have to calculate? XL. XL is equal to Z1 into sin phi. Z1 into sin phi, right? So what is Z1? 50 into sine of cos inverse of 0.75. So cos inverse of 0.75. So XL is equal to, so XL is equal to 33.071. It is a coil, it is inductive, so it is lying plus J. Okay, plus J ohm, plus J 33.071 ohms. So this is the inductive reactance. If I want to calculate what is inductive reactance, XL is equal to omega L, that we know. So L is equal to omega XL divided by omega. Okay, what is XL? XL is equal to 33.071 divided by omega value is what? 50 hertz supply. So 2 into 3.142 into 50, right? Yes. L is equal to 0.10525 Henry. So the first part of the problem is solved. What is the first part of the problem? Calculate the resistance of the coil. We have calculated the resistance of the coil. It is 37.5 ohm. Okay, 37.5 ohm. Next, inductance of the coil. Inductance of the coil we have calculated 0.105 Henry. It can also be written like this, 105 millihenry. Okay, so this is also we have calculated. Okay, next, power factor of the entire circuit. So to calculate the power factor of the entire circuit, I need this capacitance value, because the impedance of the complete circuit I need. If I calculate the angle of the impedance angle itself is power factor angle, right? So cosine of that angle is the power factor. If I want to calculate the complete power factor, then I need Z equivalent. What is Z equivalent? Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2, right? Z1 Z2 into divided by Z1 plus Z2. So what is Z1 we have? So Z1 is equal to 50, what is R value? 37.5 ohm. What is XL value? XL value is J 33.071 plus J 33.071 ohm. This is Z1, right? What is Z2? Z2 I have to calculate. Z2 is XC is Z2. Z2 is XC. XC is given by 1 by omega C. So 1 divided by 2 into 3.142 into F is 50, 2 pi F is omega into C is 100 microfarad, right? What is the value of the capacitance? The capacitance value is 100 microfarad. So 100 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad. Okay, So if I do that, then Z2 is equal to, I have to take the calculator, so it will come around 31.82 ohm minus j. Why? It is capacitive, that's why minus j. 31.82 826 ohms. Now what is Z1 Z2? Z equivalent is equal to what is Z1 value? Z1 value is 37.5 plus 33.071. 37.5 plus j 33.071. okay, right, 071 into Z2. Z2 value is minus j 31.826 divided by Z1 plus Z2. 37.5 plus j 33.071 minus j 31.826 Z1 plus Z2. So Z equivalent is equal to, use complex mode in your calculator and find the solution of this. So if I multiply these two complex number in complex mode of the calculator, I will get this value. Then the denominator again I have to do the complex operation, then I will get this value. Then the final value, this divided by these two complex number, a plus ib form, divide these two, then you will get this rectangular form of the Z equivalent. Then you have to convert this into polar form, so that you will get Z equivalent is equal to 42.40 at an angle minus 50.49 ohms. What is this minus 50.49 degree? This is the impedance angle. Impedance angle is nothing but the power factor angle. So power factor of the complete circuit, that's what they have asked right now. Power factor of the entire circuit. So power factor of the complete circuit is cosine of minus 50.49. how much? So cos of minus 50.49, it will be 0.636. okay, you can also solve the power factor by another method, that is PF is equal to, formula is equal to R by Z. What is the value of R? R is equal to 26.98 of the Z equivalent divided by what is the magnitude of Z? 42.40. So its ratio is also 0.636. So this is the solution of problem number 5. What it is actually leading, because it is minus sign is there, so it is a leading power factor, so minus power. okay, so this is the solution of problem number 5. okay, next we shall see the problem number 6. Two circuits A and B are connected in parallel. okay, two circuits, one is A and B, they have given like this, A and B. Sixth problem. okay, A and B are connected in parallel. okay, A and B are connected in parallel. So connected in parallel across a 200 volt 50 hertz supply, across a 200 volt 50 hertz supply, 200 volt 50 hertz supply. okay, 200 volt 50 hertz supply. Circuit A consists of 10 ohm resistance and 0.12 inductance in series. So what actually circuit A? ZA is equal to it has 0.12 Henry inductance in series. So what is XL1? So X1 is equal to omega L1, right? Omega is 50 means 2 pi f, 314 is omega into L1. L1 is 0.12 Henry, 0.12. So XL is equal to 314 into 0.12. So it is 37.68. 37.68. They have clearly given 10 ohm resistance and 0.12 Henry in series. So inductance, 0.12 Henry inductance means plus J. So what is the value of resistance? That is 10 ohm. So 10 plus J 37.68 is the impedance of circuit A. Similarly, what is circuit B? Circuit B consists of resistance of 20 ohm in series with 40 microfarad capacitance. So X2 is equal to 1 by omega C. Okay, omega C. So what is 1 by 314 into what is the capacitance they have given? 40 microfarad into 40 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, it will come around so it will come around 79.61 ohm. So what is the impedance of circuit B? Circuit B consists of resistance of 20 ohm in series with, so 20, it is capacitive, so I have to take minus J 79.61. both are connected in parallel. Okay, connected in parallel. Calculate current in each branch. So I have to calculate current in each branch. I1 is question mark, I2 is question mark. Next, supply current, main current I have to calculate. Yes, I is question mark. Next, total power. What is the total power? Total power drawn is, so first let me give you hint to solve bit number 1, current in each branch. So for current in each branch, what is the formula? I1 is equal to V by Z1. So you have value of V 200 plus J0. You are taking 200 volt itself as reference. 200 plus J0 divided by 10 plus J 37.68. So this is I1. So you do the operation of this using the complex mode of calculator, then you will get it in rectangular form, then you convert that into polar form, then you will get the magnitude of current I1 and its angle. So this part is solved. Next, if you want to calculate I2 is equal to, formula is same, 200 plus J0 V by Z2. What is the value of Z2? 20 minus J 79.61. You do this using the complex mode, you will get it in a rectangular form, and then you convert that into polar form, then you will get magnitude and angle, so and so amps. So I2 is also solved. Next, to calculate I, what is the value of I? The main current I. So to calculate main current I, you have formula V by Z total. So what is the formula for Z total? Z total is equal to Z1 Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. So you do this using the Z1 is this one and Z2 is this one. Substitute here and using the calculator in complex operations, then you will get Z total. Then you do V by Z total. V is 200 plus J0 divided by Z total, what you have got in rectangular form. You divide that, then you will get the value of I in rectangular form, then you convert that into polar form, then you will get the magnitude and angle, so on, so ampere. So main current is also calculated, supply current is also calculated. Next, total power of the circuit. So how they have asked the total power of the circuit. So what is the formula for the average power? Average power is P is equal to V into I into cos phi, right? So what is the value of V? 200 magnitude. So what is the magnitude of current? Main current, supply current you have calculated now. That magnitude, you substitute this magnitude here into I. You need cos phi. How will you calculate the cos phi? You have calculated Z total, right? Z total, that you will get in some magnitude and angle, na? That angle itself is the power factor angle. So cosine of this angle, this angle, cosine of the impedance angle. So cosine of this impedance angle itself is power in watts. Okay, these are the hints I have given. You try, and only your part is to do the calculation. That's it. You have all the formula and all. Next, what you have to draw, you have to draw the phasor diagram. It's very simple. You have to take a reference. On the reference, 200 volt will be on the same line, because you have taken the voltage, main supply voltage itself as reference, 200 plus J0. Rest of the things, you know what is the current 1 angle, current 2 angle, current main current angle. If you write all these three, then phasor diagram is over. Okay, so you try the problem number 6 in your home. Okay, I have given all the hints. Next, problem number 7. Find the reading of the ammeter when the voltmeter across 3 ohm resistor, this voltmeter in the circuit shown in figure reads 4.5 volts. So it reads 4.5 volts. You have to calculate the reading of the ammeter. So how will you calculate the reading of the ammeter? So reading of the ammeter is main current I. So okay, so you have branch current, right? You have branch current. How will you calculate the branch current? They have given V. You have resistance. So V is equal to I into R. So I is equal to V by R. What is V? 4.5 divided by 3 is the current through this branch. So you have current, main current, and the branch current, and you have to calculate the reading of the ammeter. So sorry, you don't, this data is not given. You have to calculate I. So one current is given here, so you have impedance of this. What is the impedance of the upper circuit? 3 plus J3, because they have given 3 ohm, not in Henry. So 3 ohm if they have given means it is reactance. Need not to convert it into using formula omega L. No need, that step is skipped. So 3 plus J3 is your impedance. You have current. What is current? I1 is equal to V by R, 4.5 divided by 3 ohm. Okay, 4.5 divided by 3 ohm. That will be the current I1. Okay, that will be the current I1. If you want to calculate the total voltage V, then what you have to do, you have to calculate V is equal to I into Z. I is already, you have calculated this I using this formula I1, 4.5 divided by 3. That you substitute here into, what is the Z value? 3 plus J3 is the Z value. 3 plus J3 value. Okay, J3 value. Then you will get the value of voltage. V is equal to I1 into Z. V is equal to I1 into Z for upper circuit. So the same voltage will be appearing here also, na? Here also in the second circuit, because it is a parallel circuit. This node, there is no diversions here. Same voltage. So if the same voltage appearing here, then you can calculate I2 also, na? This is I1 and this is I2. I2 is very simple. I2 is equal to V by Z2. So you have already calculated V. Divide this by Z2. What is the value of Z2? 5 minus J2. Why? It is a capacitance. So 5 minus J2 ohm. So they have not given the capacitance, directly they have given the reactance value. So if you calculate I2 by using the complex mode, V value you have already calculated. V divided by Z2 you calculate, then you will get I2. To calculate the reading of the ammeter, main I is equal to I1 plus I2. So make sure both I1 and I2 will be in rectangular form. Add the rectangular forms of I1 and I2 in complex mode, then you convert that into polar form. Make any operations in the rectangular form. Final answer you try to keep it in polar form. Okay, for operations and all, rectangular form is more feasible. So make addition of these two, you will get in A plus IB form the answer in so and so amps. Then you convert this into polar form, then you will get the magnitude and angle. That itself is the reading of the ammeter. Hope whatever the hint I have given, it is understood. So you try the problem number 7 in your home. Okay, I have given the hints and all how to solve it. Okay, you try this. Okay, this is all about the problems on parallel circuits. Okay, thank you.